I have seen a lot of hate for the Snow White movie. Now, if you don't know, there's a new Snow White movie. Why? I don't know. Disney are out of ideas and they want to milk an old IP. Now, apparently, this movie is the most hated movie ever. The trailer came out and nobody likes it. Let's take a look at it.
After everything that's happened, you'd think it'd be impossible for the upcoming Snow White film to fall any further, but somehow Disney found a way. And with the recent release of the official trailer, the Snow White disasters got even worse. Now, Snow White has been played up as one of Disney's biggest projects, and as such, you'd think they go above and beyond with the marketing. However, as we all know, it's been an absolute train wreck from the beginning, ever since the main co-stars trashed on the original characters, and all during this build-up.
I think that whenever you have like a co-star or a star, anybody working involved that are trashing on original characters or basically going against the source material, they should just leave. They should get fired. Like, I think that if somebody does not enjoy the craft or the original idea that has been made, they should just leave it, because this is not for you. This is not a role for you to play. And if you are trying to get into a character that you dislike or hate, you cannot really get into it and you produce a bad product, and it's not what the consumer want. They want, there's probably thousands of people that want this spot, probably even more than that. And you're the one receiving it and you hate it. I think that's wrong. I think that they should just get fired.
All during this build-up, audiences barely got a peek at the official trailer. It was all just these teasers that never really amounted to anything. Most were expecting Disney to publish the official Snow White trailer alongside the release of Wicked, as not only would it be a smart marketing move, but it made the most sense thematically.
They made a Wicked movie? I've seen this theatrical play. It's pretty alright.
While that's exactly what Disney
have y'all seen it? Is it good?
Did, their strategy was unconventional. The trailer and official poster were only available in a few theaters.
We'll take the money.
For just over a week, promotions didn't go any further. No one could find the official new trailer anywhere. It took someone leaking a recording of it before the rest of the internet could even get a glimpse. But still, not even the league got Disney to post the trailer on its official accounts. It was almost like the studio was desperate to keep their trailer out of the public eye. Like they were trying to—
Why would you hide a trailer? Why would you produce a movie if you think that the reception will be so bad that you think the movie will not make the money? Why not cut the project? If Disney are scared of showing off the trailer, why would they send it out? Like, what's going on here? I apologize,
avoid ridicule for as long as possible, especially seeing how much of a disaster it had been already. Even Disney had to face the music at some point, and on the 3rd of December, they finally posted the official trailer to YouTube.
Ooh,
the
was
world
it good?
would quickly let the studio know exactly what they thought of it. Now, at the time,
if I saw this movie on a plane, I would still walk out. Damn. This trailer saved my dad. He has been in coma for 8 months. And when I played this trailer, he woke up and got out of bed to turn it off. Thank you, Disney. Thank you, Disney. Thank you so much.
I'm making this video. The trailer currently has around 6.
Huh? That is insane. 714,000 dislikes. Oh my god.
660,000 more dislikes than likes, and that number is still massively climbing.
He said 760, so it probably got increased. I wonder how many dislikes this is now.
Remarkably, one of the only redeeming things about this entire fiasco—
Babes, that movie was complete utter trash. Is it out? Is it actually out?
Is that Disney actually left the comments on the trailer, and it's almost more entertaining.
Ooh, brave
than
of them.
anything
That's
Disney's
very
put out
brave.
recently. Some wonderful gems included. At this point, the monetization
Snow
of
White
the video
trailer
is going to earn Disney more revenue than the movie itself, and they finally did it. They made a movie.
What did it
Video
say?
is going to earn Disney.
At this point, the monetization of this video is going to earn Disney more revenue than the movie itself will. You know what? I don't think he's wrong. I think Disney will make more on YouTube than the movie. Yeah.
More revenue than the movie itself.
I meant the
And
trailer.
they
Yeah,
finally
okay.
did it. They made a movie nobody is going to pirate. Those who haven't seen the trailer,
Hey, there's a lot of those actually. There's a lot of games also I would never pirate. Now, I don't pirate, but like there's a lot of games I wouldn't even pirate, you know? There's a lot of movies I wouldn't even pirate.
if it's really as bad as the comments are making out to be. And we can say with certainty that it may be even worse.
Get the YouTube
trailer
bag.
makes Snow White feel like an unholy amalgamation of all the worst aspects of modern Disney. The bad CGI, the oversaturated color, amalgamation of all the worst aspects of modern Disney. The bad CGI.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh god. Am I the only one that think this is horrifying? What the fuck is this?
The oversaturated color.
You need that extension to see dislikes.
The preachy woke actors, the character assassinations to tell a more modern story because apparently old fairy tales can't teach valuable lessons anymore, and all of this has been rolled into one massive controversial mess.
I think that's wrong. So essentially, what are they saying modern? Let me ask you, chat. When you see this poster, what is the difference between this poster and once YouTube, come on, man. YouTube, I'm waiting. Come on, YouTube. Oh my God. There we go. And this one. What's the difference between these two posters? Do you guys see it? Do you know what it is? 893,000 dislikes off now. Nearly 1 million. She's white. No, not the white. That's true too. I mean, she's Snow White, isn't she? Yeah, you're not right. Yeah, what the heck happened? Yeah, what the fuck happened? She's Snow White. Why she's not Snow White anymore? No, no, that's not it. That's not it. It's the prince. It's the guy, the Prince Charming himself. There's no longer the modern view for what adult, I guess, woke view is that small, like, young girls don't want to dream about a prince saving them or a prince rescuing them or coming for them, which is odd because I thought that that's exactly what a lot of young girls tends to dream about when they want to see these animation. Who is the creep, by the way? What do you mean creep? Is he a creep? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know. I thought that that's the perception that they wanted. I thought this is like a fairy tale in the end of the day. Give a fantasy to the, making a fantasy story for a child. I thought this was just extremely common. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't want a random guy kissing on me. That's weird. She's in love with him, no? Wasn't Snow White 14 originally? How old are both of them? Does she look 14? You know what? He's way older. Okay, maybe the story is getting a little bit weird, but I think we're getting away from the topic. He's 31 years old. Okay, you know what? Fine. No prince, no more Snow White. It's Snow something else. I don't know.
Lessons anymore, and all of this has been rolled into one massive controversial mess. It seems like the trailer's trying to tell two stories, the original Disney tale and its modernized counterpart. As a result, it all just feels very disconnected. Disney's designed the film to look like the original movie and included moments from it, but there's no room for any of it in their modern retelling, and it leaves you wondering how they plan to fit the old hag tricking Snow White into eating the apple and Snow White bravely confronting the queen in the same story. The one doesn't work with the other, unless of course they're hoping nostalgia would draw crowds and plan to swap them once they're in their seats. It just seems like nothing about any of this makes any sense. And this is all made worse by the fact that they use horrendous CGI. It feels like Disney took a scalpel to the original movie, but rather than carefully carving it into something new, it hacked away at this with reckless abandon. Every bit of animation feels oversaturated, artificial, and just lifeless. While the creatures move around and pull expressions similar to their 2D counterparts, there's just no life to them. None of the magic that Walt Disney originally thought of. They're essentially just glorified plushies, and the dwarfs are even worse. Knowing the whole scandal about the dwarfs to begin with Peter Dinklage even pressuring Disney not to use dwarf actors, it was originally supposed to be 7 diverse magical dwarfs.
7 diverse magical dwarfs. An actual white dwarf, and then some random dudes and a girl. Okay. Bro, this looks like a group of hippies. What the fuck is this shit?
dwarfs. But now seeing the huge backlash to that, their faces are an unfortunate combination of animation and hyper-realism, and the result's terrible. It's hard to believe that a studio like Disney with all its resources could have such terrible CGI. This is the same studio responsible for producing Narnia.
That's crazy, isn't it? Narnia was a great movie. I love the white bitch. Like, she was great. Like, I don't understand how you go from Narnia to this.
And yet somehow even Narnia, an almost 20-year-old film with a smaller budget and less advanced technology, has better CGI. It's a real wonder how Disney went from designing a realistic lion with natural facial expressions to an over-cartoonized turtle.
You know what's funny is that the parody of Narnia is still probably way better than everything Disney has produced the last, like, maybe 10 years. Have y'all seen the Narnia parody? Oh, that shit is funny. I gotta rewatch that. Oh, damn. I don't even remember even what the fuck the movie was. Was it, I don't remember. Was it a scary movie? Was it something? I don't even remember what the fuck it was, actually. I don't remember what it was.
Knowing the amount of hate the film's already got just from the actresses alone, Disney also seems to have really
Pirates of the Caribbean was insane.
And the production value here. And it's not just the animals and dwarfs that feel artificial. The sets look very obviously green screened, and something about the costumes feels off. They seem almost...
It's called Epic Movie. Yeah, that shit was funny. I want to rewatch that. That was a funny movie. Epic Movie, yeah. Dude, their Narnia, their version of Narnia was great.
Cheap and plastic, like toys designed for children rather than set pieces for a multi-million-dollar movie. The people are the only things that don't feel like they were pulled out of a cartoon, and as a result, they just look out of place. The only person who doesn't seem to look out of place in the trailer was the old hag. Now I know it's meant to be a kids movie and children may not be worried about the smaller details as much, but kids still deserve good content and so do adults. And Disney has become so reliant on CGI in the last few years that their projects just seem so lazy. You don't even have to go that far back to see how much the over-reliance on CGI has changed the complete quality of the studio as a whole. And you know it's just this corporate soulless board at the top of the company looking to cost cut and make as much profit from this stuff as possible. I mean, you just look at the difference between Lily James's dress in Cinderella and Zegler's in the new trailer. There's absolutely no contest. And the fact that there's barely a 10-year difference between the two films is devastating. Not even the acting can save this abomination of a film, and in some cases is actually contributing to its failure. While Rachel Zegler is currently one of the most disliked Disney actresses, due to her terrible interviews last year, her role isn't actually unearned. She can deliver the lines well, and there's no denying that she can sing. However, Gal Gadot's performance as the evil queen leaves much to be desired. The thing about Disney villains is that they're...
Am I the only one that feel like this Gal Gadot, whatever? Like, I feel like she's the same, and she's like, she never, I feel like she never acts. It's just the same thing ever. She never plays a different character. It's always the same thing.
Evil queen leaves much to be desired. The thing about Disney villains is that they're meant to be dramatic.
She just stares and just like, yeah. She just makes some small comments and maybe smiles. That's it. She doesn't really act.
Very fun to watch. No matter how evil they might be, you just can't help but enjoy every moment they're on screen. It's because you just know that the actors behind them were probably having the best time. The
thing is that with a villain is that the audience should be interested in the villain or angry at them. Like, they should have interest in the villain. They want to see the villain because they want to know what they do. They feel intrigued. They feel scared. They feel mad, angry. And I don't think this Gal, you know who the fuck. I don't think she kind of can play that because she doesn't act. Like, I'll feel no emotion watching her.
The actors behind them were probably having the best time. They also have undeniable talent and presence. Even when hidden behind the facade of a cartoon lion, Jeremy Irons commands the room. Be Prepared is one of the most well-loved songs from The Lion King, because he and Jim Cummings put their all into the performance, which is a huge contrast to Gal Gadot, who really doesn't seem to care about this movie anymore, all while secretly hating her co-star and having no real presence for the character of the evil queen. This character is meant to be regal, cold, and calculating, someone so obsessed with her own beauty that she's willing to command the death of her own stepdaughter.
Why is she bald then if she's trying to be beautiful? Wait, never mind, she's not bald.
Obsession drives her to sacrifice it just so that she can rob someone else of theirs. But there doesn't seem to be any of that obsession in Gadot's version of the evil queen. While we could chalk this up to the fact that they've changed some aspects of the story, it's mostly because of Gal Gadot's delivery. She seems more stiff and just irritated that her stepdaughter has opinions, and her obsession with her beauty has become more surface level vanity.
Oh, that's cool.
Just based on the trailer, we can tell that Gal Gadot's evil queen orders Snow White's death, and it will probably have very little intimidation.
Just choke her there. It's not hard. Just choke her there. You're done.
Behind it. In less than 2.5 minutes, Disney seems to have destroyed their most prized creation,
fuck's she
the
gonna
original
do?
film that started it all for Disney. And it seems like nobody on the set even cares about the film. With most of the actors seemingly hating the original characters.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
true. We're
absolutely wrote a Snow
2025. That's good observation. Yeah, very good. Very good.
White that is
Not going to be
yeah.
saved by the prince.
She's
Why
not
not?
going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming
Who's she gonna be saved from then? Twitter?
about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her
Why
late
not?
father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Leader of
And
what?
so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
And the production crew constantly changing what's actually going to
Who's she
happen in
leader
the
of?
movie. Since being cast, Rachel Zegler has been one of the studio's biggest problems.
Herself?
She's been at the center of
Nice.
numerous
Very
controversies
empowering.
and gone out of her way to make
I bet
enemies
that
with
that's what 6-year-old kids. I bet that's what 6-year-old girls thinks about. I'm feeling empowered. Oh my god, I feel like a leader and empowered right now.
people with much more power than her, and even her own co-star. But unfortunately for Disney, her latest scandal wasn't a spat with a more popular celebrity, or even the
Can't
characters
the
that she
girl
did
dream?
previously.
Yeah, I thought like, why can't the girl dream about having a prince come in love with them? What the fuck? Isn't that normal? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like that's for like, I feel like, why can't you let girls dream? Like, have fun.
This time, she decided she would take
This
on
is exactly the same thing we talked about yesterday when we started playing like WoW yesterday. Like, there's a lot of like ideas trying to be pushed on kids. Like, let kids be kids, man. What the fuck is all this bullshit? I don't give a shit about your worldviews and standards. Let kids have fun. They're trying to learn the world and dream and be in their own fantasy. They have that moment for maybe 10 to 12 years and then it's gone forever. Let them dream.
more than half of her country. Now, whether you're left or right wing, it doesn't really
Dream
matter.
in the right
It's all
way.
about virtue signaling Hollywood, which is why when Trump won the election recently, Zegler was not happy, but not for any normal
Ooh.
reasons. Showing that she needed to prove to the world that she was on the right side of history, she took to her Instagram and wrote a strongly worded story about how disappointed and heartbroken she was over the
I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred, leading us toward a world I do not want to live in. Leading us toward a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. Leading us toward a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want. Leading us toward a world that is fearful. I shouldn't be this shocked, but I am. I am heartbroken for my friends who awoke fear this morning, and I am here with you to cry, to yell, to hug, to wax poetic on how the left continues to fail us in forging a new path forward. This loss should not have been, and it certainly should not have been by so many votes. I echo Ethel Kane's statement more than anything. May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. What daughter? In her mind, she has a fantasy daughter.
country's decision, calling Trump a threat to democracy and finishing off her post with a wish that Trump and his supporters would never know peace. No matter which side of the political aisle you're on, this is a pretty strong statement for a mainstream actor.
Like, she has a daughter. She's playing a 14-year-old girl. Like, how old is she? What the fuck?
Not really the sort of thing you want from a woman playing a Disney princess.
A
As more
man
than half
got
the
her
country were
pregnant.
understandably
That
angered
is actually very interesting. This girl seems like she hates men. Like, I don't know. Like, that's my first perception. Like, oh. That's interesting.
by Ziegler's words, and started calling for her to be fired, which isn't the first time that people have called for this.
This woman is a pig. Oh my god.
After this, people suspected that Disney sent her a very stern email, as Ziegler quickly returned to Instagram to deliver a half-hearted apology. She explained that she let her emotions get the best of her.
You don't talk shit about the upcoming president, okay? Like, regardless, okay, so this is a thing that people might not understand, or maybe, you know, let me try to make you understand. If you are a public figure, right? But you're an entertainer, right? You're not meant to comment on politics. You're not meant to get emotionally driven on politics. And definitely if you work under organizations that are and like basically being changed and are getting basically, it's like there are things within the company itself that can be pushed, that can be like what I'm trying to say is that there are Disney itself will have a negative or positive effect for the next because of the next president. Like the next president will do some kind of either like changes to laws, to whatever regulation, whatever, like, and because of his relationships itself and to the president himself, everybody want to be in good light with the president. Everybody that's friends with him wants to be in, also have a like work with people that see him in a good way. So if you have some fucker that is under Disney and they constantly talking shit about him, now what about these investors or this guy or that guy or even the president? Do they want to let them have somebody under them keep on constantly talking shit about it? You just don't do that. It's not the public space to talk about. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. At the end of the day, you are not in a position to sit there and put morality over like a presidential like election itself. And it's not your role. If you want to be a politician, go ahead, but you're an actor. Like I think this like, and if you want to continue on that path, just understand that the people that hire you are probably not going to be so happy about it. They're not going to be happy about it. People at Disney are not happy that an actor under them is constantly going crazy about the current news president or whatever is going around the world. I don't think they like it. You know, like obviously they're a business. All they want to do is make money. They want to have a good light regarding with either with either like their states or with the public that are trying to consume their content. Like they don't want to deal with this bullshit.
And was committed to contributing positively towards a better tomorrow. The apology is very carefully worded, as if Disney had told her exactly what to say. However, no one else was buying it. Ziegler had shown her true colors once again, and after many forced apologies, nobody was buying it anymore. But it wasn't just hurting Snow White's chances of success, it was also poking holes in Disney's paper-thin arguments over its integrity, as there's been far too many scandals to count with Disney in recent years.
Entertainment and politics are two different things. They need to quit and trying to blend in them. 100%. Same with gaming, same with music. Like you should not have anything. I feel like the only place I could see actually where politics and entertainment can collide is in music, because you could make music that are driven from emotions and driven through the stories that you're going through, like say rap or whatever, and there you can have some relation to politics. But in the movie industry and like any other form of entertainment, I think you should get that out of there. They have no relation at all. If you're interested in politics, if you're so passionate about it, go be a politician. Like, don't talk about it on Instagram and Twitter. Obviously, you can give your comments. That just makes sense. But don't go crazy about it. Just, you know, like there is a role in the world if you are very emotional driven in this topic. So yeah.
And we've actually made several videos in the past discussing just this alone. And Disney, seeing the backlash they've got to all their virtue signaling stuff, are now trying to reel it in.
Guys, do you think they will make at least $2 from this movie?
Which is why many suspect that Disney is once again bracing itself for a rough start to 2025. This comes after many years of disaster, as money has just been going down the drain for the company recently. Now, of course, Disney is notorious for having big budgets for its films. It dedicates thousands of hours and millions of dollars to projects that people love. However, it seems like as the cost of projects has gone up, the quality has also taken a nosedive, as we can quite clearly see with Snow White. According to Forbes, production costs have jumped up to $269.4 million, and that was just because of reshoots after the backlash over Disney's replacements for the dwarfs and other elements of the movie. This time the studio can only blame itself. While Disney was forced to admit they'd overspent their budget, it refused to admit defeat. A $55.5 million reimbursement from the UK government gave the studio a bit of leeway, but the cost of the film was still insane. And the crazy thing is that these aren't even the final numbers. And yet by looking at the trailers and the reception to it online, it seems like this movie is going to be yet another giant train wreck for the studio. For almost 2 years now, Disney has spent so much money on reshoots, post-production and marketing just for this movie. So it's safe to assume that by the time Snow White makes it onto the big screen, its total cost will be well over $300 million.
Damn.
Because of the drama surrounding the upcoming movie, most doubt it will even break even, much less profit. To put into perspective, The Little Mermaid suffered a $5 million loss, and this was despite having a lead actress actress that was at least likable. Meanwhile, Zekler appears to be one of the main reasons people are sworn off watching Snow White, not to mention the huge list of all the other things. With this in context, it's easy to understand why they avoided releasing the official trailer and poster for so long. Arguably, the best thing Disney can do now is accidentally lose all the footage from the project and use it as a tax write-off.
Amazing. Amazing. No, I think this movie, I don't know. I think they should just get the fuck out of that. I don't think this movie's going to do well. Nearly 1 million dislike? I've never seen that in my life. That's actually crazy. That is nuts. So Disney needs to do a oopsie. Yeah, they got to do an oopsie and just write it off taxes. That's the only way they can save money, because they're gonna, if they keep spending on this project, if it's not done, like basically nearly about to be done, and they need to spend more, I think they should just call it, because nobody likes it. It's not going to sell. Nobody's going to watch it. And you do see, by the way, you do see now audiences are actually trying to there's a lot of market saturation, and you see audiences don't actually go to movies that they don't know of or don't care for anymore. Like, there will be a few, you will probably get a few millions out of the project, but in the end of the day, there will be a big net loss in the, like, whenever, like, we come to the conclusion of it all. But yeah, you tell me down below what you think. Are you going to watch the movie? What do you think about this? Do you think this storyboard is good? What's your opinion about this whole shebang in itself, man? Man. If you liked the video, make sure to click the like button, sub to the channel if you watch more. And when you happen in live, feel free to come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Ali. I appreciate all watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.